All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the men of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akwat who may be listening. It's your brother Batak Allah from the GMS camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And Lord willing, this to be an edifying lesson. All right, the title of this lesson is "There is no such thing as an Edomite Canaanite." All right, and the elder Malcolm had posted a video of an individual, saying a bunch of folly, but also claiming to be an Edomite Canaanite. And, that doesn't exist. All right, those are two separate nations. Okay, but we're going to get these precepts, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. This is Numbers chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, "And Yahweh spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the second month in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families, but by the house of their father, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls." All right, so this is establishing that, what determines, this is establishing that who your father is determines what nation you come from, okay? In this instance, it would be talking about what tribe that everybody would be a part of, because Israel is a nation, but there are 12 tribes in the nation of Israel, okay? But it's the same thing for nations as it is for tribes. You are what your father is. All right, so whatever nation your father is from, that's what nation you're from. Whatever tribe of said nation that your father is from, that's what you're from. So, for example, if you are a so-called Mexican today, your father is a so-called Mexican, biblically his nationality would be an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar. All right, and that would be your nationality as well. And, any other children that he had, that would be their nationality. Okay, so there's no such thing as a mixed person. You can't be half black and half Mexican. You are what your father is, all right? And whatever his father is, and so forth, all right? This is Genesis chapter 9 and verse 18. It says, "And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan." All right, so this woman was saying that she was an Edomite Canaanite, which those are two completely different nations, all right? As we just read, Canaan is the son of Ham, which would make Canaan a Hamite. And then the descendants of Canaan are Canaanites, but they're also Hamites, okay? So they're Hamites, but they're Canaanites, because Canaan is a tribe of the nation of Ham, okay? Or a descendant of Ham, however you want to put it. But so you can't be a Canaanite and an Edomite, because Esau is a descendant or a offspring of a descendant of Shem, which is another one of Noah's sons. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, as it says here. All right, Canaan is a son of Ham. Esau would be a descendant of Shem. All right. So Edomites are Shemitic. All right, but so are Israelites, because Esau and Jacob were brothers. All right, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. All right, and then the 12 tribes of Israel are the descendants of Jacob's 12 sons. Okay, so you can't be an Edomite and a Canaanite, because those are two completely different nations, and Canaan descends from a different son of Noah than Esau does. Okay, this is the book of Exodus chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, "Moreover, he said, I am Yahweh of thy father." Moreover, he said, "I am the power of thy father, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, the power of Jacob." And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. All right, and this just shows you that, the Lord is dealing through your father's line, the patrilineal line. That's why it says the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, because the Lord is dealing with nations. All right, but your nation is determined by who your father is and who you descend from. Okay, so once again, your father cannot be two different things, all right? So you cannot be a Hamite. Canaanites are Hamites, so technically that's a proper statement. But you can't be an Edomite and a Canaanite, all right? Canaanites are Hamites. Edomites are Edomites, but they descend from Shem, not from Ham. Okay, this is Matthew 1:1. It says the book of the generation of Yahushai, the son of David, the son of Abraham. All right, so just to further establish that your genealogy and the nation and tribe that you come from is determined based on your father. All right, and your father's lineage. Okay, and if you read throughout the scriptures, if you keep reading in that Matthew, it will give you the lineage leading up to Yahushai. Okay. And, there's other examples of that as well. Even in the Genesis, I think it's in the 10th chapter where it goes into it. It tells you the lineage. It might be in the continuation of the 9th chapter, or it's in the 10th chapter, Salakia. But it gives you the lineage, or the descendants of or all three of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, it gives it lists their descendants up to a certain point. I think up to Abraham, if I'm not mistaken, for Shem. But up to a particular time, it gives all of those descendants listed, and what is it listed? All of their sons and grandsons and great grandsons, etc. All right, so that's what determines that. There's no such thing as a mixed person. There's no such thing as an Edomite Canaanite. Either you're an Edomite or either you're a Canaanite. That's it. And for every other nation, if you're an Israelite, you're an Israelite. If you're an Elamite, you're an Elamite, etc. All right. So there's no such thing as a mixed person. That's something that Esau made up. All right. And there's no such thing as an Edomite Canaanite. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the men of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akweth who may be listening. Lord willing, to edifying lesson. Until next time, Shalom and Abba Ball.